Hello everyone, it's me again, Steve OJ here, again back with some more Dragon Ball The Breakers news. This time it's less so video stuff and more so just actually something important. It's a huge, major thing for the game, because it will actually depend on the game's survivability, because most of the games, also like this, usually have a big enough player base or like a system that would allow them to keep going past this point. But the news is for today. But first, obviously, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe because that greatly supports the channel, as well as lets me know that you guys actually do enjoy more of these Dragon Ball Breakers updates. Because again, they still haven't given us an official release date for the game, but this is a very recent article. This is like the last, I don't know, 24 hours. So, yeah, let's get going. Now, this article comes from Jenny Lada. Shout out to her because I think she's the one who actually did the interview for this, and I wouldn't have anything else to read if it wasn't for her. So, yeah, thank you, Jenny. Unfortunately, Dragon Ball The Breakers will not have a crossplay. Now, I know that sounds kind of like standard to go, oh, well, it's a Bandai game. Of course it's not going to have a crossplay. They can't even have their servers work on one system. How are they going to have it work on every system? But in all honesty, for a kind of Dead by Daylight style game, it would really need crossplay to survive. So aside from Dragon Ball The Breakers obviously having, you know, no crossplay at launch, they say at launch, but in all honesty, when they say it the way they do in this article, that probably means it will never have crossplay. And this article does bring up a few interesting points about that lack of crossplay. But first, obviously, now we know that Dragon Ball The Breakers has been in development for 3 years. That means that it's been in development since, like, I don't know, for most of you Xenoverse 2 fans, right? You'd be watching this video. That would mean it's been in development maybe since DLC 9? DLC 9, DLC 10? DLC 8, maybe? So that's a really long time. If anything happened around that time for Xenoverse 2 that felt off or a bit different, then it's probably due to Breakers. So, just saying. And about Xenoverse 2 and Breaker sharing the same universe, it's clearly not meant to be like a deep thing. It's kind of just meant more so that the games can have like save data links and just similar assets. They pretty much just say it here about Xenoverse 2's gameplay features and influence on Breakers, that it's just the same universe. That's it. Okay? It's no Xenoverse 3 confirmed. It's no Xenoverse 1.5 confirmed. It's not Xenoverse 7 confirmed, right? It's just they share the same universe for convenience sake, and so people can transfer their save data, which would also give them new perks. Maybe if you've beaten the story in Xenoverse 2, you unlock something cool in Breakers. Maybe if you've beaten an extra story. Maybe if you have all the DLCs. You know, all that cool stuff. We already know you can transfer your custom characters, so it's not absurd to say that, you know, there's other benefits from the shared data. She also asked the question of what kind of support do you expect to offer for Dragon Ball The Breakers, and how do you expect the roadmap for it to work, or how it might look. And they said it's actually too early for them to give us, like, I guess, what they feel like this would work at the moment. And that's fair enough, right? Because we still don't even have a release date for the game. I think it's very easy to say that for DLC we'll get Zamasu and Goku Black as Raiders, whether they are the same character or they're two different characters, who knows. And as survivals, we're easily going to get like characters like Hercule. Hercule is way too easy a survivor to not do. He's just a cool guy and very likable, and people know who he is. So, while they're saying it's too early, we can predict some things based on how popular a character would be. Now, here's an interesting one. They say, what are some of your biggest influences when it comes to making Dragon Ball The Breakers in terms of both Dragon Ball and asymmetrical games? And it doesn't actually mention any of these games, which is weird, because in the Q&A for the Breakers sign-up, they actually did mention what the games were. Here, they just say that obviously they were inspired by the many different scenarios that happen in Dragon Ball with superpowered humans versus normal people. But that doesn't happen so often in Dragon Ball for me to think that someone who makes a Dragon Ball game would actually think of that in their free time and then actually pitch it as an idea. I think they did actually see the success of those other games and lack of success for some others. And I was like, yeah, we can make that work. Like, the Q&A had stuff like Evolve, Dead by Daylight, a bunch of other crazy stuff in it. Here, they're just like, oh yeah, it was just inspired by the concept of, you know, Bulma hiding from her enemies on Namek, or when the civilians were absorbed by Cell and Ginger Town. And it's like, I can kind of see it, but they already said what was their inspiration in the Q&A, so this is kind of a weird move. And the final question is, will Dragon Ball The Breakers support crossplay and cross-save? If not, is that a feature you might consider in the future? And their answer to that is no. There is no plan for crossplay or cross-save at the moment. I think that just more so translates to there will never be crossplay and cross-save. Even Xenoverse 2, which is like one of the more popular games, doesn't have it. For God's sakes, Fighters, the mega big Dragon Ball game right now that everyone likes, everyone's playing it, that doesn't have crossplay or cross-save. Crossplay and cross-save is very rare in a lot of games. And even I think the games that do it most are free games. Things like Warframe and Destiny. So to see it in a $60 game would be outlandish to me. Like, obviously, you got stuff like, oh yeah, Halo Infinite, right? Okay, cool. But that's also a free game. Technically. Just don't buy the campaign and avoid the vicious monetization, and it's a free game. So I feel like it's more so a model for... I don't want to say it's a free game model, because there are actual games you have to pay $60 for, and it will have those things. But it's very rare. From my experience, it's very rare to have cross-play and cross-save in the same game for the entire game's lifespan. So I wouldn't be surprised if Breakers doesn't have it. But the biggest issue with Breakers not having a cross-play, because, you know, cross-save, whatever. Cross-save would get confusing if you transferred your, like, PlayStation Xenoverse save data to your PC, and then you transfer that PC save data to your, like, Xbox version of Breakers. I don't even know how that would work. So it makes sense that they don't have a cross-save, because that would just get messy. But no cross-play is quite damaging, because this game comes out on the Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, Series X, PC, and PS5. That obviously clearly means there are a ton of different options to get this game on. Meaning that some people are going to go, oh, I want to play with my friends, so I'm going to get it on a Series X, right? Because I want to play with my friends. Okay, cool. Now you can't play with anyone on the PlayStation or the Switch or the PC. And some people are going to be like, well, I'm going to get it on the PC because my PC is high-end, it performs really quick. I'd like to have the game running smooth as butter, right? I already played the beta on PC, so I might as well play the full game on PC. Okay, great, that's cool. Now you can't play with anyone on PlayStation or Xbox or Switch. And imagine you get this game on the Switch. Again, no offense to the Switch, amazing console. It's got 11 out of 10 games on it. Smash Bros. Ultimate, Metroid Dread, Kirby, Star Allies, all that cool shit, right? It's an amazing console. But you can't tell me that the Switch is going to run Breakers at the same level as these other consoles. It won't. So anyone who buys Breakers on the Switch is literally limiting their player base. Because I'm sure most people would like to buy Breakers on a giant, you know, big screen kind of thing. Yeah, you can plug your Switch into your TV and stuff, but the game is still going to perform the way it does on that console. So I'm sure the player base is going to, just like the Xenoverse 2 player base, right? It's going to be extremely empty. Like, just vacant. Like, dry lands. Cow skull in the middle of the desert for some reason. Kind of like, just empty. Which sucks, because if there was a cross-platform play, then that wouldn't be the case. But unfortunately, there isn't. So I don't know how the Switch player base is going to fare, but I would recommend not getting the game on the Switch, just for your convenience. If you don't have another console, then I would recommend still not getting the game at all on your Switch, because it's going to be pretty barren over there. Doesn't help more that the Switch is it's just like PlayStation, right? Switch is another one of those consoles that has so many exclusives that are so fun to play that people are probably going to just be playing the exclusives, even if they're a big fan of Dragon Ball, right? It's like, all right, well, I can just boot up Smash Ultimate right now and just have fun, because this is the only console where that game is on, rather than buying Breakers, which has like an empty server on the Switch. And outside of a lack of like player base, you're also going to just have really bad situations where it's like, oh, I got this game to play with like my friends on the Series X. Now I can't play with any of my friends on like the PlayStation or the PC. And that blows big time. We'll have to see how the game actually performs on Xbox and PlayStation, because there's a reason they did it on PC first for the beta. So I'm just curious as to how all that's going to come down. Like, I don't know, you guys know me, I'm Steed. It would make more sense probably for me to get this on PlayStation, because all the other YouTubers are like PlayStation people. But at the same time, it's like I have friends that I would like to play with, so I'd rather get it on Xbox. Now, obviously, yeah, I could just get it for multiple consoles, but I'd have to also keep up my progress on multiple different systems, and that becomes more tiring, and it will make me play the game less. So, yeah. Either way, pretty sad news that Breakers doesn't have crossplay in it. Again, thank you to Jenny for the article. I really wish that the game did have more crossplay on it, because, come on, we need some more diversity in Dragon Ball. That's the reason why you're making this game, right? I know obviously some people aren't just going to care, because, you know, a lot of people want Breakers to do bad so they can just get another Xenoverse game, but that's a mega cap. Have you played Xenoverse? It would be nice to get another Xenoverse game, but we already know it's not going to get, like, any decent game treatment. Even Fighters barely, like, managed to push through, and that's only because Oxys are a bunch of amazing developers. Because when that game first launched, it was rough to play, but it was still better than Xenoverse 2 is right now, like 5 years later. But yes, again, just to confirm it for people, Breakers is the main game for 2022 when it comes to Dragon Ball. They haven't announced any other projects yet, so it can't be a side project. I know a lot of people want to cope and say, oh, it can't be the main thing. Well, you're just going to have to take it or leave it. It's the main thing, alright? I'm sorry. Unless if you believe that Breakers is a side project, and another goddamn port for Dragon Ball Heroes is the main thing. Feel free, be my guest. But yes, Breakers is the Dragon Ball 2022 game. I enjoyed it a lot. I think it's a good game. It's better than Xenoverse, for God's sakes. That's already, any game that's better than Xenoverse is good for me. So, I think that's probably a solid place to end the video. Again, if you guys enjoyed the video, then please leave a like on the video and subscribe to really support the channel, and leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next. Hope you all enjoyed. Love you all, and I will see you all next time. Take care, and peace.